What's going on, guys? Nick Lesagore here.
Brandon Delikier.
Exit 12.
Homebrew.
In the house.
Yep.
In the brewery of Exit 12.
Brewery?
The brewery of Exit 12. We are...
Nick's going to leave to get pizza.
That's right. That's right. If you've been listening to the podcast at all, the Exit 12 Craft Beer and Homebrew Lifestyle Podcast. Just search Exit 12 in your, whatever your preferred podcast vehicle is. Spotify, Apple, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, absolutely.
And pull that up, the most recent episode as of today. But today, we are brewing a double brew day.
Oh, yeah. NHC is vastly approaching, and we have 2 entries this year, both New England IPAs, both hazy IPAs. What up, Haze Nation? And we needed to get these brew days done, so we're doing a double brew day today. So
That's right.
What are we brewing, Nick?
We're brewing, as Brandon mentioned, 2 hazy IPAs. We won't give too many details, although I'm sure at some point during the video we'll let out some information that you'll be able to go back and chronicle in our previous videos. But we're doing a double brew day, which is very rare for us. We're utilizing 2 different electric systems.
Yeah.
We're utilizing the Robobrew. We're utilizing the Anvil Foundry. And we're going to be doing a double brew day. And we're going to be utilizing the mash and boil for our sparge water as well.
Yeah. Did the people want to know why you have a dog in your hand?
Yes, they do. Citra.
Eye boogies.
Citra eye boogies. And also, you know, we're going to be doing a lot of fun things today, utilizing both of those electric systems and the mash and boil to heat our sparge water. And I think it's going to be good to see what differences lie in the different electric systems. So it's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait.
So let's get into it, as the puppy says.
Get it right in that.
Kiss. Kisses. Kisses. Yeah.
Alright, guys. Mashing in on Sam right now. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So the alarm just went off as Brandon got done mashing in on his beer. My beer has completed the mash out, 10-minute at 170 on the Anvil, so we're going to pull the malt pipe up on that. We're going to set the timer here on Brandon's beer, and we are off and rolling. Brandon's beer is just mashing in now. Mine is all done, so let's continue on.
Set timer 5 minutes.
Set timer 5 minutes. All right, we have pulled the malt pipe up. We are knee deep in the middle of mashing in on Brandon's beer. We've pulled the malt pipe up on my beer. When I say Brandon's beer and my beer, we collaborate on all our beers, but these are our respective entries into NHC, so to speak. So I'm going to start sparging on the, we'll call it the Anvil beer, and while the Robobrew beer is still mashing in. So let's get to sparging on the Anvil.
Alright, we're up to boil on our first NHC beer.
All right, guys, we just mashed out at 170, and we are going to start sparging in a minute. On. All right, let's do this. I don't know if you can hear that, but the flow is going pretty well. We pretty much dialed in this robo, so hopefully we'll get a good pre-boil volume. All right, time to sparge on Sam.
I'm going to sparge with about 2 gallons of water to get up to our desired pre-boil volume. All right, it is 10 minutes left till the end of the boil, which means we are going to add a full teaspoon of some nice yeasty nutrient. We like to add yeast nutrient. To all of our beers to help aid in the fermentation process when we're pitching our Imperial Juice A38, an official sponsor of the BrewTubers Online Brewers Club. We like to put yeast nutrient in all of our beers, shameless plug, so that it helps aid in a healthy fermentation. So that's what we do. Kaboom! All right, it is time. We're at 165. It's time for us to whirlpool on the Anvil beer. Oh, this smells fantastic. We have 2 cheater hops in this specific whirlpool. Get some smell-o-vision. Gonna get Brandon in here. Smells citrusy and amazing. Let's do it. I'm gonna set this timer for 15 minutes and let it whirlpool. Okay, we are now cooling down on the Anvil beer. Our first entry into the National Homebrew Competition, NHC. And we have a new addition to the Citra No. Citra No. We have a new addition to the brewery. This is 5-month-old Citra. Citra No, come here. She is a new dog of my wife and I's, and not sure of the mix yet. We are getting her tested, but she is definitely a puppy. Likes to get into everything. Not a big fan of the brewery to this point, but hopefully that changes as she gets older. So welcome, Citra. Yeah, you. Okay, we're just about ready to transfer. And for the first time, we're going to be transferring to a keg. And what we have, if you can see inside, is a torpedo floating dip tube. And what's going to happen is there's a metal piece that sits on the liquid outpost, and it's connected, as you can see, to food grade tubing. And basically what happens is as the level comes up, as we're filling the keg, the floating dip tube will sit right on top of the beer. So because we're fermenting in a keg for the first time, and then we're going to be dry hopping in the keg for the first time, we want to be able to pull the beer when we're cold crashing that doesn't have all the hop matter on the bottom. So we don't want to have any clogged lines whatsoever. And we're hoping dry hop, cold crash with the floating dip tube, those hops will settle to the bottom of the keg and we'll be able to pull fresh beer right off of the top. And that's how we're gonna do it.
All right, 10 minutes left in the boil. I'm gonna throw some Irish moss in there. Why we're doing Irish moss in a hazy IPA is I want to drop all that hop matter, all that particulates out of the beer before it gets into the keg. That way it doesn't, mess with the finished product. So Irish moss going in. Blam. Okay, we're at 185. Whirlpool is going. We're adding and let's do this.
Okay, and here we have 2 yeast packs for our 2 beers for NHC. These are both A38 juice from Imperial, an official sponsor, the official yeast provider of the BrewTubers Online Brewers Club. Big thank you to Imperial. The folks over there are amazing. This yeast is amazing. And it's actually this yeast that won us the category in a local competition and second in best of show. So we're really excited. We actually staggered these starters, 1 liter starters for each, utilizing proper starter. And the smaller one on the right, has been sitting cold crashing for about 5 or 6 days now, and the other about 3. So we got ahead of it. Proper planning always trumps doing things on the fly, and hopefully that'll be the case in the quality of these beers. All right, our 15-minute whirlpool on Brandon's beer, the Robobrew beer, is all done. A lot of you have seen our chilling process before. For those of you who haven't, what we do generally is roll the cart, our hydraulic cart, over to the window. We have the jaded Zilla wort chiller that is made for all 5-in-1, all-in-one systems, I believe. So I'm going to put it in the Robobrew. Brandon's going to turn on the hose. We're going to get this thing circulating. It's a little hot. So what we're going to do is cool this down to pitch temp, throw it in the FermZilla, pop that some B in our fermentation fridge, and then it's time to clean and eventually pitch the yeast. He's outside. A little stinky. I don't know if you can see that. We're sitting at about 0.79 for an OG on the Anvil entry, the Anvil beer entry into NHC. We were shooting for 0.75, so we're 4 points up, which is great. It means our efficiency is getting better on the unit, and we're dialing it in nicely as we continue to chill on the Robobrew beer.
All right, we're almost done getting the beer transferred into the fermenter. I got the pump going pretty fast. Figured it would just aerate the wort before we pitch the yeast. So, I got that kind of rocking and rolling in there.
All right, it's the end of the brew day. We're all cleaned up. I have a puppy underneath me, and we're about to pitch the yeast. The yeast on my left is the older yeast. This is the yeast that we pitched last weekend. And this yeast on my right, your left, is the newer yeast. This is the one that we pitched earlier this week. So we're going to do the newer yeast for the Robobrew beer, which is Brandon's beer. Brandon's beer. And let's pitch this thing. We also have a tilt wireless hydrometer in the FermZilla that will help us keep temp. And we assume, even though it's plastic and stainless steel, it's going to be at least in the ballpark, at the very least. Time to pitch. Perfect.
There goes the swimming valve.
Gonna pop this baby on. Gonna tighten this thing up nice. And then we're gonna pitch the yeast now. Ooh, nice little poppity pop. Pitch the yeast on the Anvil beer, which is my version. As the dog plays with the spunding valve underneath us. And this is the older yeast. We're going to put these both on 10 psi, I believe. Brandon can correct me.
Yep. 10 psi will work for both.
And we are going to pressure ferment. And we are officially done.
are you doing? Alright guys, so if you can see this is the gravity reading of Sam, the OG. We hit 072, we were shooting for 069, which gives us 70% efficiency on the nose, which is what we're going for. So, very good.
All right, so the brew day is over. Double brew day got done a little bit before noon, which is pretty awesome.
Awesome.
When you wake up at 4:30 in the morning, it pays off.
Yep, daylight saving time.
That's right.
We didn't realize that our brew day was going to be falling on daylight savings time. We said, oh yeah, we'll just wake up really super early and do this. As Citra eats all of our brew towels.
This is what happens when you have a brew puppy. That's what, right off camera, just smanging the towels right now. This is Donovan. I get so confused. Donovan with Sabro. We did not record the brew day, but amazing pineapple.
Yeah, very much pineapple. Pineapple juice, like that fresh pineapple juice you'd get from like your farmer's market.
Farmer's Market pineapple juice. That's what it is. I also get some nice cocoa nut. Brandon does not get the cocoa nut.
I do not get the cocoa nut.
But regardless, so the brew day today on the Anvil, we actually hit above our numbers, which is the first time that has happened.
Yep.
We were looking for 0.75 as an OG. We hit 0.79. So we're 4 points over.
Yeah.
Dog is dying to go out right now. And then on the Robobrew, what about that?
So we did 3 points above what we thought we were going to do, 0.71 to 0.69. So it was all in all a great brew day. I think both beers are going to be at least hit their numbers and then let the fermentation do what it's going to do and see where we're at. But we're pretty confident with both these beers going to NHC.
Yeah, and you know, we hit 70% on the Robobrew, still low on the mash on the Anvil Foundry, still in that 60% range. And so I think ultimately, as Brandon said, both of these beers are going to come out really well. We're really excited about this one. We also have the original Donovan on the other tap number 1. A lot of New England IPAs right now in Exit 12.
Yeah.
Having a puppy makes editing difficult.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about
I
that.
don't have a puppy right now.
Brandon has had 2 puppies at one point.
Hello?
And he has 2 children.
This one's biting my shoe right now, but that's cool because I'm a professional.
This isn't great. So we're gonna get going, but basically both of our beers sitting in the fermenter, ready to be ready.
He's going after the
Ready to be
elders.
fermented.
If the puppy bites your nuts right now, I'm sorry. That would tickle me.
Listen, we're ready to go for brew day. No, we already did the brew day.
Listen.
NHC, we're coming for that ass, and that's just what it is. So that's it for the brew day. We'll catch up with you guys on the next episode. Who knows?